Hi everyone, I'm back. So I've been gone for a couple of weeks because I went on a holiday in America and it was great, but I'm back on deck now, and tonight I'm going to be talking to you about willpower and why it lets you down. For those who don't know me, I'm Jen Turnham. I'm the host of a free Facebook group, Energized Women. The purpose of the group is to find more me time. The group is a community of women who are often too busy or too tired to focus on themselves and do the things that they love to do in life. So the group is there to share ideas, support each other in pursuing the things that we really like to do. So if you'd like to join, the link is in the post on this video. So back to willpower. Picture this as a scenario. You decide that you're feeling a little out of shape. So you plan to start exercising every day, starting on Monday. For some reason, we always seem to decide to start these things on a Monday. Monday rolls around and your alarm goes off on Monday morning. Struggle to get out of bed after a quite hectic weekend. You toddle off to work. It's quite a challenging day, very busy. Also, it was somebody's birthday at work, so the boss ordered cakes for morning tea. So not only did you not exercise in the morning, then you had cakes for breakfast, cakes for morning tea. Then, because of the morning tea, not much work got done, so the boss asked you to stay back for an hour. When you get home at the end of this extra long day, you remember, oh dear, today's supposed to be the first day of my everyday exercising regime. What happens at this point? I'm going to guess that you slump on the couch with a glass of wine. I think most of us have probably been there and done that. If you have experienced this particular situation or something similar, then I invite you to comment here below, just to let me know that I'm on the right track and talking about things that are relevant to you. I wanted to obviously start off with that example because I think it's quite a common scenario where we decide that something in our life needs to change and we decide to start doing something or add something else into our routine. And more often than not, it doesn't work. Either it doesn't even get off the ground to start with, or we might do it for a couple of days and then it all gets too hard and we're back to where we were before we even started this new thing. One of the reasons for this is to do with willpower. Now, willpower is something that I think a lot of people either think they've got it or they haven't. I know some people think, I don't really have much willpower. I think I'm somebody who does have quite a bit of willpower. But the thing about willpower is that we all have it. And the best way to think about it, so I think the difference between people is how well we utilize our willpower, as opposed to some people have it and some people don't. The best way to think about willpower, I believe, is it's a bit like your mobile phone battery. So if you've got your mobile phone on charge overnight, when you get up in the morning, it's 100%. And then as the day goes by and you use your phone, obviously the charge slowly diminishes throughout the day. Our willpower is very similar to that. So it's strongest in the morning, and then as the day goes by, it slowly gets less and less, particularly if things come along throughout the day that challenge our willpower and our self-discipline. So if you're starting something new, then it's really difficult to implement that thing, whatever it may be, when your willpower is running low. So for example, in the example I gave you, obviously by the time you get home from work after quite a tough day, your willpower is almost down to nothing. So that's probably not the best time to start a new exercise regime. The alternative, or an alternative to relying on your willpower, is to actually create helpful habits. Now, one of the things I've talked about before when it comes to our brain is actually lazy. There's a ton of brain science behind it, but at a very simplistic level, it's because our brain actually requires 25% of our energy to function, basically. So any opportunity our brain has to take a break or conserve energy, it will take it. So our brain is lazy. It also doesn't like change because that requires extra energy. So that should help explain why adding something new into our routine can be quite difficult, because we're fighting against our lazy brain. And that's where habits come in and can be so helpful, because habits are run by our subconscious. If we rely on our conscious brain, which is easily overwhelmed and distracted, and also our willpower, it might not be strong enough depending on what time of the day we're trying to implement this new thing. So creating helpful habits is probably the best way to implement something new into our routine. So I've got a bit of a challenge to you to see, I suppose, where you're at with this, and to show you demonstrate what I'm talking about. So if you'd like to participate, what I'm going to invite you to do is to decide on something that you would like to add to your daily routine. Could be exercising every day, could be having a green smoothie every day, it could be meditating every day, whatever it is that you want to add into your routine. Then I invite you to choose one thing, commit to doing it when you get home from work tomorrow, and then see how many days you can keep this new thing up. And I would love to hear, oh, there's little Buddy saying hi. Buddy, shh. He wants to be part of the video. Anyway, I got distracted. So that's my challenge to you if you choose to accept it. And I would love to hear, Buddy, shush, hey, enough. I'd love to hear about your successes and your failures. And so what I'm going to do is we'll continue this conversation in my free Facebook group that I mentioned earlier, and there's a link to it in the description of this video. It's Energized Women. So if you'd like to continue the conversation, I'd love to hear things you've tried in the past, things that have worked, things that haven't worked quite so well. We can chat more in the group. So thanks for having me back. If you're watching the replay, thank you for taking the time to watch this. If you have any, suggestions or requests as to topics that you might like to hear me discuss, then send me an email, hi@jenturnham.com. But that's pretty much it for tonight. Short one to ease my way back into it. Willpower, why it lets you down. Thanks for having me. Have a great Tuesday night, and I'll see you in a week. Ciao, Facebook.